Hey everyone, my name is RJ Jaquez. I'm with Jaquez Art and Jersey Framing, and we do a lot of jerseys. That's probably why you follow us. But you know, from time to time, we also get a chance to do some pretty cool, just sports memorabilia. And I have a really cool project that I want to share with you. This is the sort of the Fly Eagles Fly year where they won the Super Bowl against the Patriots. And this guy that we did this for, he's a great customer of ours. He's become a good friend of mine. We text each other quite a bit when the Eagles are playing and just talk about football and life and all kinds of good stuff. And he's a huge Eagles fan. And he sent me, I think he went to every game this season, right? And here's the Super Bowl ticket that he sent. And he wanted to have every game. And let me start up here at the top. This is the first game that was the Eagles versus the Redskins. They were at Redskins. And so at the bottom of every ticket, I included the final score. So in this particular game, the Eagles won. Here's number 2. They played at the Chiefs in Kansas City. There was a loss, and so on and so forth. So the tickets are slightly different. Let me turn off my audio here. The tickets are, very different. The road tickets are different. Kansas City was kind of a electronic ticket, and then the home games, like this one here. This was their first home game against the Giants. They won. Those are slightly different. Now, I didn't want to make it too different in terms of the openings where I mounted the tickets. So in some I had to do it like when they played, when they play at the Chargers. I mean, that's huge. I couldn't make it any smaller. But if you notice, most of them are somewhat the same. Where they play at Carolina Panthers, that's slightly different. And yet here they're pretty much the same. So I kept kind of the same proportions, same design. And I think it worked out really well. So I went 10 games at top, and then I did 4 over here bottom left. And you can kind of see the Russell Wilson, the ticket at the Seattle Seahawks, it's slightly larger. The LA Rams is a little different, and then they play the Giants there. It's a little different as well. But I think it looks very proportionate, very nice. You could kind of see it there. Then I did the circular openings for all the scores, which is really cool. And then I did this Bud Light chip, and he explained it to me. I think it was good for 1 free drink at the Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. But I think that's kind of how it worked out. And then obviously I wanted to do something special in the middle for the Super Bowl. So my customer sent me the beautiful Eagles Super Bowl ring that you see right there. I usually do kind of a rectangular opening. This time I decided to do a circular opening. Pretty deep down inside. I do about 1 inch of depth. Look at the Super Bowl right here. I decided to go with the green suede that we have. I did a special little enclosing of the ring, the Super Bowl ticket, and the score at the bottom. You can kind of see right there, and I think it looks really cool. Other than that, I decided to go with our shiny, semi-glossy silver for behind the ticket. And then over on this side, I did the Raiders and the Cowboys game, and then the playoffs where they went to, the Falcons came to Philly to do game 1, and obviously the Eagles won. The second home game was the Minnesota game, and they also won, obviously. And then he sent me this souvenir. So I guess if you were at the Super Bowl, you could actually get a little pack of confetti. This is the actual confetti that came down at the Super Bowl. And so he sent me a little bag and also this little confetti material Super Bowl trophy. And I thought a lot about how I was going to display that. and I wanted to sprinkle it throughout. That kind of didn't work because it was likely gonna scratch the glass, and it was just gonna fall over time. I didn't know how to mount it, didn't have a really good way to do it. And I also figured that the only way that it really looked like confetti is if I kept it inside the little packet. So that's what I did. I did an opening with a white background. There's depth in there, you can kind of see. Just kind of go around so you can kind of see the kind of depth that I added there. And I think it looks really, really cool. It keeps the frame very clean, very nice. And that's always nice. So let me go back up. Look how nice that looks. Now, I want to point out that it's, I'm not going to exaggerate, but it's 10 times easier to do a jersey in the way that we do than this project was. There's a lot of, design thinking that went into it. The placement of, 18 tickets plus the Super Bowl. I mean, there was a lot of work. So I'm not saying I'd enjoy it, but this took about, good 5 to 10 times longer, and was a lot more work to get it done than the jerseys, even those jerseys where we have, Super Bowl rings and what have you. But I think it's beautiful. I'm not complaining by any means. I think it's beautiful. I'm a huge, huge fan of the Eagles. If I had to say my favorite Super Bowl of all time, it would have to be that, the way Nick Foles played. And it's unfortunate that he's not playing the same way. But the way that he played was just amazing. I've often wondered if Carson Wentz had played, could they have beaten the Patriots? And I honestly don't know. I actually think they wouldn't have. So I think it was Nick Foles, just the passion with which he played, but also the fearlessness between him and Doug Peterson. And it was just incredible. I mean, my son and I have watched that replay, mic'd up version, a good 25 times at least. So definitely one of my favorite Super Bowls. And it was so cool in preparation for this project how I watched it one more time and I got really into it, and it's a beauty. And I hope my customer loves it. I hope you guys love it. And it's just incredible. Let me do one final scan to look at that confetti. It looks cool. I love the way that we incorporate the scores there. It's a pretty big frame. It's about 34 inches by about 26. It's really cool. I'd love to give it extra space there. And I think it just looks tremendous. I'm gonna go back up here, see it one more time, and there it is. So thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing to our channel, liking it, sharing it. Truly appreciate it. And of course, if you have any sports memorabilia to frame or anything really that requires design and framing, give us a call. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.